Another day and another practice officially in the books for the Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Pitts really starting to stand out. We're seeing a lot of action between Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. Drake London looks like he could be in for a career year as well. And in this video, I kind of wanted to break down everything that we've seen from the Atlanta Falcons so far and break down everything you guys need to know about the last couple of practices. Now, before we jump into the video, I do want to give a massive shout out to, all of the Falcons media members out there who post these clips, get these highlights out for us, and kind of enable us to make these videos. Without them, guys, these videos are not possible to make. So do me a favor and go follow them on X right now, because I guarantee you will not regret it. They do such a good job getting all the news and notes out for practice almost every single day. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video and talk about a couple of players who have looked extremely good over the first couple of days of practice. And the pads are on, by the way, so big time news there. Let's jump right into the video. So the first player who looks like he could be in for a career season, probably a guy that you guys are excited about, Kyle Pitts. Obviously, with the new quarterback here, probably the best quarterback in terms of Kirk Cousins. This dude looks explosive. He looks quick in and out of his breaks. I am excited. Now, yesterday he had 3 goal-to-go matchups with safety DeMarco Helms and won all 3 of them. The first one came on a goal line feint to the back left corner of the end zone, caught. Followed by another really good physical finish in the front of the goalpost, where both players had to dive onto the floor for the ball. And guess who came out with it? Kyle Pitts. And then the last rep was Pitts releasing outside before breaking inside for a slant, getting DeMarco, pretty turned around there, and beautiful spot, by Michael Penix. And it was a easy touchdown for the boy Kyle Pitts. So that was really good to see. And I feel like the first day of pads is usually the toughest. But for Kyle Pitts, it was probably the easiest because the man had a day. Now, another thing that's been really, really exciting about this Falcons training camp has been the running game. And you talk about guys like Bijan, but more important, Tyler Algier has been really, really good. I mean, he is doing things every single practice, showcasing his versatility. But man, they're going to use him in a lot of short, goal-to-goal situations. And then Bijan is just everything. You're going to see him lined up a lot at wide receiver this year. He's going to line up in the slot. He's going to be in the backfield. He's going to be quite literally everywhere on this football field. And I think, Bijan alone is probably one of the most versatile players in the NFL, right? Offensively, the dude can do anything. And once you get the football in his hands, he's, someone that can make a play happen on every single snap. So that has been something really fun to see. We had a couple of good reports for the rookies. Michael Penix had I would say inconsistent day, but pretty good one. I think he was 6 of 10 overall during one-on-ones. He was intercepted by Antonio Hamilton, who jumped an in-breaking route from Chris Blair. But during warm-ups, did miss a couple of there, but had some really good throws as well. Braylon Trice was a guy who, more of a second-team type of player, but he's been drawing a lot of rave from coaches, especially Raheem Moore specifically. He is excited about this dude's potential and thinks that, as he continues to grow, he could be a big-time player for them down the line. Now, before we break down a couple of more other players, guys, make sure you guys do me a big favor. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Falcons throughout the entirety of camp. Everything you need to know, we got you guys covered, from training camp, every single practice, to preseason football games, live streaming those on my Twitch. If you want to watch those with me, make sure you guys follow my Twitch, link in the description. And then also breaking down film on regular season games as well. So man, I am excited. We've seen a little bit of Rondale Moore, but he's kind of with the backups. You see him drop a pass there. He's a backup slot receiver. It looks like the starter will be Ray McCloud. He is taking the majority of those slot reps. And you know what? I am excited about Ray McCloud. He has shown over the past few years that he can be a reliable receiving option. I think the speed and the elusiveness to make plays after the catch is something that stands out to me. So hopefully he continues to look better and better as time goes on. I think he could be their day one starter at slot if he continues to practice the way he has been. The defensive line had a couple of big-time stops as well. Zach Harrison getting a big-time, stop in the backfield. We saw Damone Harris a handful of snaps with the first team, so he's a guy that's interesting, trending forward. In practice, we also saw D offered. A lot in the nickel cornerback role. And for this team, when you look at their roster, right, you have Clark Phillips, who broke out last season. He'll be a day one starter. You have AJ Terrell. You have Jesse Bates and DeMarco Helms. But then they need that slot corner. It looks like it will be D offered. He once again, continues always to just prove people wrong. And I feel like he's done that again this offseason. So that's been fun to see. Jesse Bates actually did have an interception on the first play in 11-on-11s versus Kirk Cousins. Beautiful pick there for Jesse Bates. I think Cousins finished with 8 of 11 through the air. Hit Charlie Warner 3 times in drill. So he's a guy, even though you have Kyle Pitts, they're still going to use that tight end too a ton. And the reason being is because Kyle Pitts has that versatility of being able to line out wide, right? You can have lineups of Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and then, Kyle Pitts on the outside, or Bijan Robinson, and then you have Charlie Warner as your, inline tight end. So I do think that Kyle Pitts is so crucial to their success, and, don't be surprised at all if Charlie Warner gets a lot of playing time with the ones this season. But Kirk Cousins also found Pitts twice, including a 15-yard, 20-yard out route, and then he had a bunch of more catches as well, man. You can tell Kyle Pitts is going to be targeted a ton, man, ton. We also had a short stop route over the middle, gain of about 7 yards. But Pitts is just, you could just tell he is the read. He is the guy that Kirk Cousins is looking for almost every single time. And, if you play fantasy, expect a big year out of Kyle Pitts, man. I'm telling you right now, he is going to be something to see. We also saw, Kirk Cousins really going through his progressions a little bit more, really trying to find other receivers. But for the most part, it always just felt like it was, Kyle Pitts, right? It just seemed like Kyle Pitts was that guy. So overall, a really good practice for the Atlanta Falcons. I think they got a lot more to work on here. Obviously, building the chemistry, building the rapport over the next couple of weeks and days. I mean, we got Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, 2 brand new quarterbacks, a new coach. It's going to take some time to gel with these guys. So I'm excited. Oh, we also saw Mike Hughes. He got some good reps against Cordell Hodges and ones today. Also, Kyle Pitts beat Jesse Bates for a touchdown one-on-ones as well. And dude, it was actually pretty funny because Raheem Morris started talking shit from the sideline, saying, "Hey Kyle, let him know about his Madden rating." So it was funny because Madden ratings just dropped. So use that against Kyle Pitts or Jesse Bates right there. So it's funny to see, but Kyle Pitts seems like he's on a massive trend in the right direction. Definitely cannot wait to see that. David Onyemata continues to just look good. Nate Landman, another guy who's been standing out so far, snuffing out a screen pass in practice yesterday. Pretty much broke it up from the jump. Young Ho Koo looks good, or Young Wei Koo. But yeah, man, another good day of practice here for the Falcons. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next Falcons update. Peace.